Will the Kiive COMPLEXX compressor level up your mixes? What's up, nerds? My name's Corey Bergeron. You're watching Corey Bergeron Recordings, and we're back with a brand new video. In this video, I'll be demonstrating the Kiive Audio COMPLEXX compressor. Full transparency. Kiive reached out to me via email a couple weeks ago asking if I was interested in giving them some feedback on their upcoming product, the COMPLEXX compressor, as well as if I was interested in making a video. I get emails like this from time to time, and I want to make sure that the brands that I'm aligning myself with actually make products that I think are cool and interesting and that I would actually use in my productions. So I hopped on a call with Johnny Fitzgerald. We chatted a bit about what Kiive Audio is all about and the new plugin. I was like, cool, all right, let's do it. Let's make a video. So I've been using this plugin for a couple weeks now. I've been trying it out as a mix bus compressor. I've actually used it on 3 mixes that have been approved, sent off, finished, so that's cool. Let's jump on over to their website and we'll see what they say about the plugin, and then we'll jump into a Pro Tools session and I'll show you how I use it. Introducing COMPLEXX. This is how they describe it. Your gateway to modern vintage sound. COMPLEXX perfectly captures the essence of an era where audio processing was both an art and a science, seamlessly blending historic dynamic processing with modern usability. Whether you're mixing individual tracks or gluing your mix bus, COMPLEXX has your back. That sounds like a bunch of marketing to me. Down here, it breaks down some parts of the compressor. Dynamic flexibility. COMPLEXX brings to your music the coveted blend of limiter, compressor, and expander and sidechain filters, offering unparalleled dynamic control. Achieve virtually any sound with this unit. Precise control. Equip yourself with 13 distinct controls per channel, linkable stereo input-output levels. Discover just how flexible the controls of this unit are by trying it across any source in your session. Modern functionality. Have access to functionality that is only available in the plugin world on one of the most sought-after vintage dynamic processors. With stereo and gain linking, new width, total harmonic distortion options, and the mix knob, you have the ultimate control over your sound. User-friendly interface. Inspired by its historical counterpart, the COMPLEXX boasts a logical layout, color-coded for easy navigation. Whether you're adjusting compression, expansion, or general settings, the design ensures smooth operation. So I did a little bit of research, and it appears that this plugin is based off an ADR COMPLEXX F760X RS. I've never used this hardware, so I don't have any sort of preconceived idea of how I think this plugin should sound. All right, we'll put some headphones on, mute this, do that, and if I press play, we got sound. Okay, so in front of me, we have a Pro Tools session. This was a track that I was hard to mix. It's just an intro for a podcast, so it's a couple riffs. We have drums, bass, guitar, and vocals. Let's go ahead and open up the COMPLEXX compressor here. So this is what the interface of the plugin looks like. Honestly, my first thought when I saw it was a little complicated, and I thought the name COMPLEXX was like fitting. When you break it down, it's pretty straightforward. So we have compression. You can see that we have release threshold ratio. We have the attack up here. And then we have the expander section, which I'm not using here. And then you have a couple cool little features. Right now I'm using it in stereo just like a normal bus compressor, but you can use it in mid-side if you'd like. You have a tone knob here if you want to make your overall mix darker or brighter. And then it has that modern functionality where you have width control, you have total harmonic distortion, as well as a mix knob. So I'm going to play the mix for you now without any compression. Let's hear it now with the compression on. Cool, so you can hear that there's a lot more life in it. When I'm using bus compression on my mixes, I'm generally mixing like rock-based mixes, so I want the compressor to be kind of triggered off the drum transients and make the guitars glue into the drums, make the bass glue into the drums, and really kind of have a consistent energy. That's what I'm looking for. And a big part of that, when it comes to bus compression, is getting your attack and release right. So on this compressor, we have the release here, and I have it set as fast as it can go, and then it gives you 3 attack settings. I'll quickly jump through the attack settings, but to me, this middle one was the only one that was appropriate to this track. So here we go. So that attack setting to me is way too fast for this track. We're losing the transients. Not cool. Let's go the other way. So the other way, it feels a little too open, like it's not engaging quick enough. And so I feel like that middle one is perfect. I like this up here, just having undo and redo features. Great, every plugin should have that. As well as these features up here. So there's a width knob, there's the total harmonic distortion, and the mix. Obviously, if you turn down the mix, you're kind of using it in parallel with the dry and wet signal. The total harmonic distortion adds distortion to the track. So let me experiment with that a little bit. So it's a little extreme on the master bus, but you can see that you could use this on a guitar bus or on a bass bus or maybe on a drum bus. Adding a little bit of saturation on there is a nice feature to have. So let's put that back to 0. The width control is really cool because it starts at 100%, meaning that it's not doing anything, but you can dial it back or you can dial it up. So let's play with the width here. I'll start by turning it up. So to me, it sounds like it's taking the left and the right channel and just bringing them up in volume, which I think, if done tastefully, can add a cool dynamic to your mix. This is something that you can automate. Let's say you're going into a chorus. Maybe you'll shoot it up to 110% to make that chorus feel wider than any other part in the song. And maybe in the pre-chorus, before the chorus, you can actually dial it down to 90% or 80% slowly. So then it gives you the illusion that the mix is getting a little bit narrower before it, boom, shoots out. So that's something cool that I'll probably mess around with a little bit. Another feature that I really think is cool on any sort of compressor is just having this tone knob. So to me, what I'm hearing is when you turn it to the right, it makes your mix darker, and when you turn it to the left, it makes your mix brighter. Let me play it and mess around a little bit here for you. Interesting. It's making me second guess my guitar EQ. So if you're in a pinch, you're mixing a track, and when you're getting to the mix bus stage, you're like, maybe it needs to just be a little bit brighter. You can use that tone knob to your advantage and just simplify your mixing and just make it just a tad bit brighter. And just for fun, because we're here, let's just do some heavy compression to just see what happens. So I'm going to set the ratio to 20:1, and I'll start adjusting the threshold as we go. Interesting. Let me actually throw this setting just on the drum bus. Let's just clamp down on the drum bus. We'll set this back to roughly where it was. So now we have an instance of the COMPLEXX compressor on the drum bus set to very heavy compression. And let's bring the mix down to 0 so we're not hearing any of it. And let's blend this in a little bit, kind of using this compressor in parallel. Alrighty. And let's listen to the whole mix now. That's pretty interesting. I'm sure you can see how that can be useful in your mixes using this compressor in parallel. Alrighty, so there you go. There is a quick demonstration on how I actually use this compressor in a mix that I was hired to do. I was paid real American dollars to do this mix, and I used it. I was happy with the result, and so was the client, which is good. If you are at all interested in trying this plugin out and seeing if it works for your productions, they do offer a free trial. So go download the free trial, click around a little bit, see if it works for you, and there you go. Kiive Audio, the COMPLEXX compressor.